Hello, today we are going to talk about how to build Qt, the library, using kdesrc-build. First of all, what are those two things? So the Qt Qt software, Qt cross-platform software for creating graphical user interfaces, and not only. Okay, the KD project is built on top of the Qt library. The Git repository, the canonical Git repository for Qt is this. And we are going to use kdesrc-build, which is this tool, which allows us to build KD Git repositories from the command line. Okay, so I already have kdesrc set up, and I have Qt5 built in and installed in this directory, so tilde kd Qt5. The source code for the Qt Git repositories are stored inside tilde kd src and uppercase Q, lowercase t5, Qt5, a ton of Git repositories. And now let's pretend that we don't have kdesrc installed locally. We don't have Qt built. We don't have many KD projects already built. Okay, which we do. We have them built locally. Let's get back to a from scratch situation. We're going to rename the directory. Where are you? To Qt with KD, like this. And there's one more file which is part of kdesrc-build, which is the configuration file, which is named kdesrc-build rc. Okay, let's look at how the file looks right now. So this file is created automatically by kdesrc upon the invocation of the initial setup. I have the default values in here. I have uncommented this line. This I have changed to from release with debug symbols to debug. I have changed the number of CPU cores. These are default. It's important to put stop on failure to false if you want to build many Qt Git repositories. You tell kdesrc to build, for instance, everything, and then it will build most of the modules possible. The limitation is on how many, so my distribution is Ubuntu 2204. Depending on how many apt-deb packages I have installed from Ubuntu, all of the KD and Qt Git repositories will build or not. So if some deb packages are not installed, some Git repositories will not build. if all of the correct deb packages are installed, then the entire of Qt and KDE will build correctly. So that's why I say stop on failure false. I changed the directory layout from default, which is flat, to invent, such that the Git repositories, the source code under the directory src are grouped. For instance, kalgebra is under src education. Okay. kcalc is under src utilities. So it replicates the structure of the Git repository, which is invent. Okay. In the official Git repo for the KDE projects, which is inventkdE.org, there's a directory called education, and then there's the Git repo kalgebra. This thing is mirrored on the hard disk. So we have src, and then education, and then kalgebra. Okay. I prefer to have this layout where Git repos, there's 400 of them, are grouped under some categories, are not lying in here into src 400 directories. Okay. These are defaults. This is default, and I have uncommented these two lines. So include Qt build include and include custom Qt libs build include. Okay, let's run through the procedure of installing kdesrc-build. We'll see what the kdesrc-build-rc file looks like by default, and then we'll update it to look as we need in order to build Qt, the library. Okay, so we're backing this up. Good. Okay, let's follow these these instructions for setting up kdesrc-build. So it's the official getting involved into the KDE project wiki page, which is community.kdE.org/get-involved/development. So let's look at what it says. So it says that the KDE software is written using C++ using the Qt toolkit. So this is what we're going after, building Qt toolkit. Okay, I don't really know how to program Qt or KDE, but I really know how to program C++. Okay, so we need to set up my development environment. I have a YouTube version of these instructions. And then it says start installing, in my case on Kubuntu 22.04, deb packages. So again, if you have the correct deb packages installed, all of the KDE Git repos and Qt will build, otherwise not. So it says configure Git and install it. I did that. It says set up kdesrc-build. Let's do that. So we're in tilde, which is the my home directory. dwd says the full path of the current directory. So tilde is the same as /home/n-p. Okay, let's just copy paste these three lines as they are. So we've renamed KD to something else. We've renamed the so there's no tilde/kd directory anymore, and there's no tilde/.config/kdesrc-build. Okay. So we let it do its thing. So it says it's created a tilde/kd/src directory. We've changed into that directory. It git cloned the kdesrc-build git repo. We've changed into that directory. And now it says to run kdesrc-build initial setup. Let's do that. Copy, paste. So it says, I see that you're on Debian Ubuntu 22.04, so we'll try to install some software. Let's see what it does. I'll give it my password. So this user and -p is in the sudo is a sudo, whatever. So it can execute actions which require a super user or root privileges using sudo. If I enter the password of n-p, okay. So it tries to install a list of the packages. They're already installed. And now it says that it's going to create the configuration file. So again, kdesrc is just two things. The tilde/kd directory and tilde/.config/kdesrc-build-rc configuration file. It asks me if I want to update bashrc. I'm going to go yes. And it created a sample configuration file under .config kdesrc-build-rc. I'm not sure why it didn't ask some questions. Let's back that up. Let's look at what it did to tilde/bashrc. So it added a new identical block for kdesrc-build. So I'm guessing these two blocks are the same. To where? So it starts at kdesrc build. Okay. And this other guy is the same, hopefully. So it says identical. So I'm going to delete the second entry. Let's keep just the one trailing line. New line, okay. So all that it does is what? Do a kdesrc -run auto-completion suggestions inside bash, which I did not use yet. And then it says that it prepends to the path tilde/kd/src-kdesrc-build. So kdesrc-build is a Perl thing. So both the source code and the executables, which Perl scripts are automatically executable, are available inside of the same directory, which is the directory that contains the Git repo of kdesrc-build. Okay, go Control S, close this thing, and let's look at the path. It looks okay. So it's just the bin directory of kdesrc-build prepended to the usual path. So now the next thing to do is to look at the two configuration files. So we have the config file, which, where are you? Okay, so we have the kdesrc build-rc created by the initial step of initial setup of kdesrc build, and then we have the good one, which is which one? This one from today, this guy. Okay, and we'll compare them using kdiff if we know how to do that, and we don't know how to do that. Okay, let's do it as manually as possible. Let's see if this works. Okay. _good and today. Okay. So as I said, include dependencies is true by default. kddir, this is the directory where make install puts the build artifacts and the share files and the lib files and the executables, the binary files. Okay, the source code is inside tilde/kd/src. This is the place where Git repos are cloned to. And then for cmake, we use a special directory which is tilde/kd/build. Then it says, I guess you don't want to build Qt5. And I say, well, in fact, I want to build this thing. But then how do I edit? Okay. So Qt directory is the directory where make install will install Qt. So it's tilde/kd/Qt5. This is a bit of a problem, a bit of an issue, because some software will be available in /kd/usr and slom in /kd/Qt5. So you'll need to have double entries into the path, into the LD library path, into the package config path, into everywhere. So wherever we have /kd/usr specified, such as in cmake, the parameter that we give to cmake to find include files, header files, we'll also need to add the include directory from tilde/kd/Qt5. So we want full debug symbols and no optimization, so no real release with debug info, but debug. More cores, stop on failure false, invent, And then for now we're not going to build any KD projects, just Qt. So let's do that. So I'm using my version of the kdesrc-build RC. Okay, F4 on this. I want the Qt directory, so the directory for make install for Qt. I want to not build Qt5, which is KD frameworks version 5. I don't want this. I want to build Qt. I don't want to build other Qt libraries. So something like this. But before doing anything, we're actually going to look inside of these two files and see what's in there. Okay, so it says nmarius p kd kdesrc-build, and then it says Qt5 common options build include. Let's see what this does. Qt5 common options. I'm guessing this file. Qt5 common options build include this guy. So it says that whenever you want to build bluesy minus Qt, you know where to get the git repo, you know what branch to get, but additionally have the cmake option install udev rule be off. So basically this is a placebo file, doesn't do any good, doesn't do any harm. We'll keep it as is. And then we have Qt5 build include. Let's look at this file. F4. So it says module set Qt5 set. Without this file, kdesrc-build will not be able to know that there's such a thing as Qt5. Okay. So it says module set Qt5 set. It says where the git repo is located, and then branch kd/5.15. Okay. If you go to the official git repo of Qt, you will not see this special branch kd/5.15. That branch was created by the KD project and created not inside of the official git repo, but inside of the Qt repo that's maintained by the KD project. So we go Qt KD in event. So it kind of hints that the correct place is invent.kd.org/Qt/Qt5, which is indeed, this is the correct git repo. So it's a downstream of Qt, which is maintained by the KD project. Let's look at the branches. So there's the same branches that exist in the official Qt git repo, with the addition of this branch, which is kd/5.15. This is the newest branch of Qt5 with KD patches and fixes built in. Okay, so we see its git submodules at specified versions. Okay, so the module set Qt5 will use the repositories not from the default Qt Git repo, but from invent.kde.org/qt. The main repo being this one, so /qt/qt Qt5. Okay, and then it says use the following modules for Qt: Qt base, Qt declarative, Qt graphical effect, Qt image formats, Qt multimedia controls, QQ-C2, Qt sensors, Qt SVG, Qt tools, Qt Wayland, Qt web channel, etc. And then the last one is Qt WebEngine. So I want to build Qt WebEngine. I want to be able to see the source code of Qt WebEngine, so the source code that resides inside of CPP files, not just the source code that resides inside of header files, inside of include files. So for that, while I'm debugging in Qt Creator applications, KDE applications that use Qt WebEngine. So for that, I'm going to build Qt WebEngine also. I'm going to add it to the list. So I don't see any Qt WebEngine in here. I'm going to put it as the last one. So it says Qt WebEngine is very different. You can try ignoring it if you cannot get it to compile by uncommenting the next line. So I'm not going to ignore it. It's okay to add it. So I did the opposite of ignoring it, which is adding it. It says install path is must match your Qt which it does. Configure flags, release, reduce relocations, force debug info, separate debug info, keep Qt doc gallery. So I'm going to keep, this is similar to rel with debug info, so release with debug information. It's okay for me to build it like this, not to build it on the debug build configuration, so not -g -02 is okay for me. So let's have the Qt libraries be quick and have debug symbols. So the SO files and the executables should not be stripped of debug symbols. So I'm keeping the defaults in here. In here it says set and make flags JNUM cores. So it uses my big number for CPU cores, which is 15. And then as for the Qt WebEngine, is going to be built with -JNUM cores low mem, which is just 12 cores, because it will eat a ton of RAM and we might end up with no free RAM and swap, which was not the case. So that's why my number is so high for low num cores low mem, which is 12 out of 16. Okay, so I'm saving this. So again, let's look, what are we including? We're including a file that doesn't do anything, just does something about Bluesy. And then this include file can only build the module set Qt5, which just contains the Qt library with various modules. Okay. Let's see where we are. So we did run the initial setup. We're okay with the way the kdesrc build rc file looks like. This guy, so tilde/.config/kdesrc-build-rc. We've included this directory, and we've included this file, custom Qt5 libs build include. Let's look at this. So this is about once you have compiled your own Qt5, which is my case, a ton of other libraries are going to use Qt, libraries which are not part of KDE and not part of Qt. But since they use Qt5, it's important that these libraries use the Qt5 that's inside of tilde/kd/Qt5, not the Qt5 that was installed using deb packages on my Kubuntu 2204. So we have GPG, Ocular, accounts, sign on, package kit, Qt speech, Quasip, etc. But we're not going to build these repos yet. Let's make sure that we build Qt5 first. Okay, that's why we have uncommented it. We have uncommented just the file that builds Qt, and if we manage to build successfully Qt, then the next step will be to, for instance, comment this line such that we don't build Qt again. Once is enough. And then we uncomment this line and we build all of the modules in there, for instance. And then we could, for instance, comment these two lines, keep this line uncommented, such that the Qt that's used is from tilde/kd/Qt5. And then we do the rest of KF5, Plasma, Plasma Gear, etc. Which are these two files. The KF5 Qt5 build include, KF5 extra gear build include, two files. Okay, so first is first, let's build Qt5. Okay. So it says we could go include dependencies or no include dependencies. In our kdesrc build rc, it says that we should include dependencies. So that's the default value. We put the correct num cores. This is the thing about the lower num cores. Okay, and then it just says kdesrc build and something. Okay, let's go there. So our situation is that we have inside the path the first directory, which is the git repo for kdesrc build. In there will be this executable file. So git, let's look at it. Okay, so it's a Perl file that has a shebang for Perl. And it's executable. So we should see the X bit, the X mode being set for kdesrc build. Okay. So from anywhere, no matter the current directory, we could run kdesrc-build. Okay. And then as parameter, we need to tell it the name of a valid module, which we don't know what module is valid. So that's why we're just calling kdesrc-build with 0 parameters. So let's go. And it says cloning sysadmin repo metadata. So this is a Git repo that says which KD Git repo depends on which KD Git repo. And then it says it's going to build the Qt5 library. So the Qt5 kdesrc build module with an uppercase Q from the module set Qt5 set. But we don't see anything of what's happening here. And it's really, really important for us to see the results of the configure step. Similar to /configure in modules that use GNU tools. Here, these modules use the KD Git repos use cmake, and I'm not really sure what Qt5 uses, but it has a similar first step that configures the software and lists what deb packages were installed correctly and which we still need to install. So we go kdesrc-build --help, and it says what does it say? It doesn't say anything about verbosity. Let's find the help of kdesrc-build somewhere. So it says it knows --quiet, really quiet, verbose, and --debug. So debug acts as verbose, but causes the commands to be echoed to the terminal. So all of the spawned children processes, we will see their command lines, which is what we want. So we should go --debug. But first, I'm not really sure that the configure step will be done again if I have a build directory for configuring Qt5, which is, I don't have such a thing. So in here should be in ~/kd should be a /bin directory. There's no such thing, so we only have Qt5. So I'm going to guess it didn't finish git cloning Qt5. Okay. So we go kdesrc-build --debug, and we're going to paginate it with a paginator. So it says it's adding Qt5 to the modules list. And then it says git clone on kd/5.15 branch. It git clones the submodules. Okay, and then after it git clones each submodule, it's going to check out various git commits. Okay. Hopefully this is git cloning Qt WebEngine. We can see git doing using half of a CPU and doing git remote HTTP. Okay, so Qt WebEngine. Qt WebEngine is the entirety of Google Chrome's Chromium, including the V8 JavaScript engine. And Qt builds a number of GUI widgets and not only controls, HTML controls on top of this. Okay. So we did git clone. Now it's configuring. So it does a test for forward include headers. It says this is the Qt open source edition. I have accepted the terms of the license. And it tests for my CPU, for my C++ compiler, for dbus, for glib, for the C library functions, X11 libraries, GPU libraries, image libraries, GTK library, PostgreSQL, SQLite. Okay. Audio libraries, Perflex, including Node.js. You also need Node.js. You also need Python too. And more so, Python /usr/bin/python must be a symlink to /usr/bin/python too. So let's look at the configure summary. It says release with debug info, C++ 11, 17 actually, C11. Okay, And this is Qt modules and options. We see everything with yes. Package config udev zlib. I don't know why this standard is not installed. I should have installed this. Okay. ICU, glib, the GTK library. Okay. PCRE2, the Python compatible regular expression library. Yes. Qt network, Qt GUI, free type harf bus, the image libraries, EGL, OpenGL, Vulkan, QPA backends. Really important to have the QPA backend for XCB, which is default on X11. QPA backends for XCB and GLX. Okay. Qt SQL, Qt widgets. We have COPS for print support. SQLite. What else? WebP, QtQML everything. QtQML modules, Qt Quick, everything but direct 3D. Okay, for Qt3D I don't use such a thing. Okay, Qt Wayland, no Raspberry Pi, that's okay. libhybrids is for the platform that offers Android drivers to glib C style GNU Linux distributions. XDG shell, Qt Wayland, Qt Bluetooth, no such thing. Qt sensors, Qt quick controls, Qt location, Qt multimedia, does pulse audio, Qt text to speech nothing, Qt tools assistant designer, no Mac deployment tool, okay, no Windows things, Qt doc yes, and then for Qt WebEngine it says font config dbus nsskhr glibc x11 drm composite cursor xi proto tsd xkb file re2 no ICU, I don't know why, so it's going to use its built-in ICU. WebP, Opus, and then no FFmpeg, I don't know why. Qt WebEngine core. Looks okay. Qt WebEngine QML looks okay. Qt PDF, no such thing. Or no part of Qt PDF, but support for Qt PDF. Okay. And says Qt is now configured for building, just run gmake. Once everything is built, you must run gmake install. So let's copy these two things. Ctrl V. So this only did the /configure part. If we want to reconfigure, to run the /configure step again, we need to delete the build directory. Qt will be installed in the ~kd/Qt5. It changes to the ~kd/build/Qt5 directory, which is all of the modules built inside tilde/kd/build, not inside of tilde/kd/src. And it started the gmake step, so compiling. So it says gmake -j15. And it starts to do its thing. Okay. So let's exit less. We don't need less anymore. So it does git commits, git checkouts. Nothing to do really. Then it does the git config step, which is this guy, and it failed. It says what does it say? I don't know why it failed, but I can delete the tilde/kd/build directory, and I'm going to let it do its thing. It will need to do the /configure step again. This is the step. Tests for various present features, and then shows a summary. And then /configure finishes and continues at the step make, which actually builds, and then the step make install, which installs into tilde/kd/Qt5. Okay, and it takes, I don't know, 4 hours on my machine, because Qt WebEngine is huge. So again, the things that I did were so I created a symlink. What is that? cd/usr/bin, a symlink from Python to Python, and then I need to specify for Qt WebEngine to make it be usable by a different version of Qt. So let's look at the branches that we're using. So Qt5, we're using the kd5.15 branch, and Qt WebEngine is from 5.15.10, and Qt5 is from 5.15.4. So different versions for Qt WebEngine versus versus the rest of the modules from Qt. So we need to edit one CMake file such that Qt WebEngine doesn't look for Qt modules which are version 5.15.10 but 5.15.4. I'll stop the build. The error is in Qt5 WebEngine core. It says that it cannot find Qt5 web channel version 5.15.10. It could find version 5.15.4, but it's too low. So it searches for versions greater than or equal to 5.15.10, and it found just 5.15.4. And the way to do it is to edit the CMake file where such a requirement is made, which is this guy, 5.15.10, and lower the requirement to 5.15.4. Let's find that thing. So it's in Qt5 libcmake. I'm not sure if we already have this directory. So we could go cd. No, we didn't install anything. No make install step yet. Okay, so since we don't have 4 hours or 8 hours, or how much does it really take to build the entirety of Qt and Qt WebEngine, we're just going to use the ~kd directory that has Qt already built. Which is, I'm going to delete the kd directory, shift delete, yes. And then use the newest directory that I have, which is this one. Well, let's look at this directory first. So this only contains Qt5 with Qt WebEngine. Does it know how to do these things? Stop. Stop right there. Okay, let's look at this directory. So it has a build directory. Inside it has only Qt5, so only Qt5 was built. Whereas this directory has in the build directory Qt with Qt WebEngine, but also many other KD Git repos, such as kalgebra and the KF5 KD frameworks version 5. Okay, so let's look first at this directory. Let's look at this fix, how I applied it. So it's inside of the directory where make install has written files. So Qt5 lib cmake Qt5 WebEngine core, and there's just two files of with the extension CMake in here, and the first one is Qt5 WebEngine core config.cmake, F4 on it, and at the step where it says find version exact, it says 5.15.10. Okay, and this one needs to be lowered to 4. That's line 100. So basically replacing this 10 with a 4. Okay. And now, since we have built Qt5, including WebEngine, and we have built some other KD Git repos, let's look at what advantages gives us the fact that we have an entire Qt built locally. Okay, so we have this with Qt and with KD, F2 on it. Okay, in here I have created two configuration files. One is for being able to start binaries, executables, where I have in front of path the directory where make install has installed Qt, and one where make installed has installed the other libraries which use Qt, and the rest of the KD modules, the KD Git repositories, their build artifacts. Okay, and then we have another file which tells us how to build a module. This was for building modules which are not part of kdesrc-build. In my case, I wanted to build kdubs gamma ray, which is this thing. So it provides ways of inspecting running Qt applications. We can see the tree of controls, their properties, Qt slots, Qt scene graphs, state machines, etc. Okay, that's why I needed a build batch file that is aware of where Qt is installed and where the other Qt libraries are installed, including KD libraries. Okay, let's start Qt Creator, which is installed from debs, which is an IDE from the Qt project. And now we want to debug kalgebra, which uses Qt WebEngine, and look at it. Okay. So we have the correct directory KDE, which contains Qt build and installed in here. And it has the other libraries installed in /kd/sr/lib and executables installed in /kd/sr/bin. So let's run those. Let's close this. Okay. So I'm sourcing the prefix. Now I can run kalgebra. So it finds the correct kalgebra. Let's see if it can run kalgebra. Okay, it's started kalgebra. It doesn't say what version of Qt it uses. It says 5.15.4, and from devs I have installed 5.15.3 or something. Let's really look into. So it uses, I have installed 5.15.3 Qt library from Ubuntu 2204 debs, and Qt 5.15.4 using kdesrc-build, and Qt WebEngine 5.15.10 using kdesrc-build. Okay, so it's important that the executable that we test is built using the Qt library from kdesrc-build, but then it's important that Qt Creator is from the deb packages. Okay. So here we have Qt Creator. So we go File, Open File or Project. We go kdesrc from education, kalgebra, the cmakelists.txt file. Okay. Then we want to configure it. So we go, where are you in here? Manage kits. I don't need this thing. Remove. Okay. Let me open this thing again. File, open file or project, kdesrc education kalgebra. Open. Now we have manage kits. It created some temporary things. I don't want them. Remove, remove. Okay. What else? How do I get rid of these things? Apply. Okay. Manage kits. Okay. And now it says it's unconfigured. Let's go to the project editor. we go import existing build, and we use the directory which was used for cmake by kdesrc-build, which is this directory. Okay. Let's see if the settings are correct. So we want the KD libraries to be from ~kd/usr, which is the case. We want cmake prefix path for the directory where Qt5 was installed, which is ~kd/Qt5, correct? Other KD things from ~kd/usr. Qmake from ~kd/Qt5, correct? Other Qt modules from the same directory, so it looks okay. And it created a build configuration named Debug2. Let's see if this build configuration allows us to run the project kalgebra, the executable. So we need to select Debug2 and kalgebra, and it started it. Let's build. Okay. Let's look at the source code. Where is the entry point of kalgebra? It's probably this one. Let's put a breakpoint in here and start debugging. Just a second, let me look at the GDB that's used. So it says /usr/local/bin/gdb, which is correct because the GDB from Kubuntu 22.04 is currently broken. So I needed to build my own GDB. I have installed it in the default directory that's used when you build software from source, which is /usr/local. Okay. So I'm inside the debugger, and I want to get inside of the KD, inside of a CPP file, so the source code file from the Qt project. I go F11, so it shows me a CPP file, which is what I want, from the Qt project, correct, from the correct place, which is tilde/kd/src/Qt5 with an uppercase Q /Qtbase, which is one of the Git submodules, src, which is kernel Q application, correct. And now I'm inside of a source code of a constructor for Qt application, and we need to remember that we built Qt not with debug configuration, but with rel with debug info, which means some optimizations were performed by the C++ compiler. So when we go F10 to step to the next line of source code, the stepping will be erratical because some functions, some methods were inlined, and all of the optimizations that interfere with the debugger stepping from line to the next line to the next line to the next line. F11. I'm inside qapplication.cpp. I have a combo box that shows all of the methods. I have a combo box that shows all of the open files. Line colon. I'm inside of the debugger. Okay. I can go F11 to step into however deep I want. Like that. Init locale. Okay. So it stepped from line 763 to line 761, then to line 771, then to line 771 again. I need to go Shift F11 to exit init locale. Okay. F10 to go to the next, to do step over F10. Step over F10, step into F11, step out Shift F11. Okay. We can inspect things. The GDB, so the debugger visualization, is affected by the fact that Qt was built with optimizations turned on, which is not the best thing that we want, but we did this in order to have better speed out of the Qt library. Okay. I'll pass an empty string list, string list. So we can inspect variables. Qt Creator is using GDB for this. Okay, let's go Shift F11 to exit Qt. And now we're back into kalgebra. So the way we stepped into Qt symbols, we can step into Qt into KD libraries, which is this method set application domain F11. We're inside tilde/kd/src/frameworks, which is KF5, K internationalization, src internationalization, localized string .cpp. So we're inside of a CPP file, not inside of a header file, which is important. Okay, we stepped too much into. I pressed F11 instead of F10. Shift F11 to get out. Qtex locker, application domain. Let's see what S is all about. It's a k-localized string private statics. We can see visualization for QString. Another one. So it's a QString. It's an array of char. It's a Q-byte array actually. But it has a visualization in the debugger of Qt Creator. And this is a QString, which is an array of QChar. and it's visualized as having the value lc_scripts. Okay. Let's go F5 to run. Inside of QWidget, let's delete this breakpoint F5, delete this breakpoint F5. Now let's exercise the HTML control from Qt WebEngine, which is this rectangle. Okay, we can click on it like that. Right click to clear. So this is a HTML control. How do we reach it? Let's look at this tooltip. So it says paste to input. Okay. It takes us to an HTML source code. And we're inside console model, which is a friend of console HTML. Which is a friend of console page, which is a Qt WebEngine page, which has a accept navigation request method. Let's put a breakpoint in here. So now when we want to navigate the web browser like this, so click inside of the web browser to navigate. The breakpoint inside the accept navigation request is hit. The URL is kalgebra :// with some parameters. I'm not sure why it's not shown in here. So with question mark ID equals copy and func equals something. Navigation type is navigation type link clicked 0, and is mainframe is, I don't know what value it has. Okay, so let's look at the code stack right now. So we're inside of glib, which is the GTK GObject library. This is the main loop. GTK and so GTK3 and Qt5 use the same main loop. And then we're inside of Qt5 post event source dispatch. We go up the code stack. We're at step 14, QObject event, and then we enter Qt WebEngine. So it's ~kd/src Qt5 Qt WebEngine /src/core/browser main parts Qt.cpp. So this is a wrapper around Google's Chromium web browser. And we have full source code of it. It has shown us not include files, which is easier. It's not .h files, but .cpp files, which is harder to get. Okay. So we can inspect variables. We can use the debugger to step in, to step out, etc. Then there's threading from Qt WebEngine, task library from Qt WebEngine, Qt WebEngine callback, Qt WebEngine bind technology. Okay, so this is part of the SRC third party Chromium. So this is Google Chromium source code, these parts, and this is Qt library source code. It's a wrapper around Qt Chromium, around Google Chromium. So this is the wrapper around Google Chromium. This is the actual Google Chromium. Back to the Qt wrapper above and around Google Chromium. Okay, and then we're into our source code, the source code from the KDE application kalgebra. Okay, so this is it. We wanted to fully debug KDE applications. We couldn't step with the debugger inside of the Qt library that was available from the Deb packages or inside Qt WebEngine. But now that we have built Qt and Qt WebEngine, we can step into it and use the debugger as usual. We have some limitations because Qt and Qt WebEngine were built using Railway debug info. So some debugger visualizations don't work because it says they were optimized out. And stepping with F10 steps all over the place, not in the logical order. So line 70, then line 71, etc. But we have built with debug all of the rest of the libraries. So KDE, Git repos, the Git repos that depend on Qt. So we can have full debugger functionality inside Qt Creator. In this case, for the application kalgebra, which is part of KDE. Okay, so we can fully debug using Qt Creator. And now let's stop debugging and finish by saying how we want the configuration file for kdesrc-build to really look like. So we want this directory to be uncommented. We have successfully built the Qt library, including Qt WebEngine. Now we can comment the line. We don't want to rebuild Qt5 again. Once is more than enough. But then, as some of these libraries that depend on Qt5 need to be built, we need to make them use the Qt from tilde/kd/Qt5, not the Qt that's from the Linux distributions Deb packages. So this line needs to be uncommented. So this commented because we don't want to build Qt again. This uncommented because otherwise the executables will break. And then we uncomment at least this line 79, and probably also line 80. And how I do it is that from time to time I build everything. So I'm going to build all of this, this, and this if they have new versions in the Git repo. The invocation for that is just create a new console tab, look at the path. So it has just my normal path, environment variable plus kdesrc-build. So kdesrc-build executable, the Perl script is in path. So I run kdesrc-build with 0 parameters. So this will get the newest source code from Git, and it will configure, build, and install all of the Git repositories. So it's like, I don't know, 500 of them. Let's see what it looks like. So it's 411 of them. I'm okay with building this number of modules for 411. I'm not okay with rebuilding each week Qt. So the Qt and Qt WebEngine, it's okay if I build them, I don't know, each couple of months or something. And the Git branch that's used for Qt doesn't move that fast. So kd/5.15 has updates for Qt WebEngine submodule, Qt base. It's okay if I lag behind and I use a couple of months older Qt5 built out of this branch. That was it. This was again about how to build Qt5 library, including Qt WebEngine, using kdesrc-build. Thank you.